Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this POV review by AutoTopNL. My name is Max, and well, this day just got a whole lot better because we just picked up this RaceChip McLaren 570s. So this is the key, the McLaren key and the RaceChip keychain. So only this will give it an extra 5 horsepower, I think. Well, let's start with the way it looks, because of course it's a McLaren 570s, so it's crazy already in this very cool green, mantis green, I want to say. I think that's the color at McLaren, mantis green. And well, they added a couple of stickers. Of course the RaceChip orange around the front bumper there, the black frunk cover with the RaceChip logo. Some very cool orange stripes here to emphasize this air duct. We have HRE wheels, HRE R101, very nice. They are a lot lighter than the standard McLaren wheels, so the rear wheels weigh just over 8 kilos and the front wheels just over 7 kilos, and they're both about 5 kilos lighter than the standard wheel. Fitted with Pilot Sport Cup 2 tires, really nice and sticky. It's very hot today, so should be very grippy. And they did keep the same size, wheel size, so the rear wheel is 20 inch and the front is 19 inch, just like the standard 570s. Of course, compared to the 570 GT we had a couple of weeks ago, this has a different rear end with this sort of flat engine cover with the 3.8 liter V8 bi-turbo down there. And the RaceChip box is in there as well. I don't know if you can see it, there's a little orange thing there. So it's connected to the boost pressure, the intake manifold pressure, the camshaft sensor and the gearbox temperature sensor. And something very ingenious is that the RaceChip tuning is activated when the gearbox temperature reaches 95 degrees Celsius. So only then will it have the full power, which is, as standard, 570 horsepower, 600 Newton meters. This RaceChip version, 676 horsepower and 794 Newton meters of torque, which is that's a lot. We also have a Krapovich exhaust slip-on, really cool, with the carbon fiber around it, and the shape of the exhaust really fits the car well, I think. Maybe even better than the standard exhaust, which is sort of triangular shape. And of course, when we get behind the car, you can see the exhaust and the gearbox, and oh, it's just car heaven. So let's get in. Dihedral doors, of course, in classic McLaren fashion. So we have Alcantara everywhere, compared to the 570 GT, which had a lot of leather. This has Alcantara with contrasting stitching in green, and we have the carbon fiber parts in here. So this, and in the door as well, and the steering wheel and the pedals. Yeah, and really nice seats as well, which are very supportive. And well, you'd say, looking at this car from the outside, that I wouldn't fit in here because I'm 195, so about 6'5", 6'6", and well, I fit really well in here, and it's even better than in a Lamborghini Huracan, for instance. So that's really nice. It's a really nice cabin, but we do miss this glass roof that the 570 GT had, which has, you know, its benefits and its drawbacks. The benefit is that it's a lot lighter in here, so it feels a lot less cramped. And the drawback is that because the sun was on that glass roof the entire day, the air conditioning had a hard time keeping up and keeping the temperature down in here. So let's close the door. and go for a drive, because that is what you have all been waiting for, of course. Give you a startup. Very nice. So, as you can see, the gearbox, the oil temperature is at 90 degrees right now, so we have to get it a bit warmer. Yeah, switch off. Okay, so as well as all the other changes I just listed, this has a KW suspension kit which lowers it by 2 centimeters, which is a lot because it's already a very low sports car, of course, and well, now it is truly sort of more a track oriented car. So I am going to use a bit of AC because it is 30 degrees out, and otherwise I will pass out during this drive. So let's use these active switches to set up the handling and the powertrain. Well, powertrain is in track mode, most powerful mode. It automatically engages manual mode for the gearbox with these lovely carbon fiber pedal shifters. And because this is such a low and firm and hard setup for the suspension, we will go for sport, handling, not track, and ESC in sport mode or dynamic mode. So, there we go. Oh my god. So all the lights are green now. That means I have 676 horsepower, 794 newton meters of torque. And let me tell you, this is ridiculous. Ridiculous. I mean, oh, that's fast. Woo. So the 570S falls into the sports series with the 540C. Then there are the super series cars, the 650S, the 675LT, and then there are the ultimate series, the P1 and P1 GTR. And this being the sports series, this has to compete with an R8 V10 Plus, a Porsche 911 Turbo S. But those cars have four-wheel drive and they are much more approachable when it comes to driving. But the benefit of this is that when you do come across a road like this, it is so much more entertaining. Oh man, this is insanely fast. That RaceChip Ultimate, man, it's a no-brainer. It's just that little box and it provides an extra 100 or so, 106 horsepower and 194 newton meters of torque. The 0 to 100 kph time of a McLaren 570s is 3.2 seconds. But I doubt that this is much faster because of the extra power. It will spin up its wheels a bit more, or sooner of course. So let's do a pull away from a standstill. Yeah, that's quick. When it hooks up those rear tires, it goes like hell. So because this car is such an incredible pace, you know, the steering feel, the brake pedal feel are ridiculously good. The power delivery is astonishing. It's very crisp and direct, and that RaceChip just adds that extra bit of power, which the car can totally handle. Oh man, this is such a violent car. Great job to RaceChip, because it's super smooth and direct. There's no irregularities in the power delivery. The gearbox is super quick. Man. This is going way too fast. Oh, that engine revs to just under 8,000 RPM, I think, around 8,000, maybe just over. It's a joy to drive. Let's open the windows a little bit so you can hear that Grabación exhaust. Oh, and those brakes. We have carbon ceramic brakes, which are standard on the 570s. So those are very, very welcome and needed, because if I drive, well, let's do 100 kilometers an hour, and that's 100. Oh man. Okay, so on the road, I mean, this is as crazy as ever. The 570s is such an engaging car, and that RaceChip power added is really cool, and it feels magnificent, and that's a great accomplishment. Don't forget that McLaren developed this car, and just, you know, they are probably the most tenacious car company out there. They are so detail oriented, and putting different wheels on it and lowering it and adding extra horsepower and a different exhaust. You know, sometimes you can change or ruin the balance. Whoa, that was a freaking rat. So the carbon ceramic brakes and the great handling of this car just saved that rat's life. I mean, what other reasons do you need to buy a 570s? But getting back to RaceChip, it's very easy to ruin the car with changes like this, but they didn't. The balance is insane. You know, when you brake that hard, you can really feel how the car is balanced, and it just feels insane. Oh, that dual clutch gearbox shifts so quickly and gives you a really nice hit in the back. Oh man. As you can see probably by this number, don't look at this. Don't look at it! Don't look at it! So this car is way too quick for this road. The top speed of this car stock is 328 kilometers an hour, so we are very curious to find out what the top speed of this car is. So let's take it to the Autobahn. Oh man. So welcome to the Autobahn, guys. If there's one car you need to drive on the Autobahn, it's this. It's ridiculously quick. So we're doing the regular cruising speed right now of, you know, normal people on the Autobahn. Let's kick it up a notch. Everything is, the powertrain is in sport or in track mode, and the suspension in sport. So let's go. I'm in manual mode. And I get these blue lights and a shift sound, which is really cool and really convenient. It's ridiculous, I'm telling you. I just did an Autobahn run, just a regular Autobahn POV, starting from here, and I went for it with the launch control. I went through here and I reached 347 kilometers an hour, something like that. It was completely empty here. And I looked down at the speedometer and I thought, well, I should be around 300 kilometers an hour now, and it was at 330, so it's insane. I mean, okay, so this is 250, this is 275, that's 300. It's ridiculous. You know, it's a sports series car, this, and I think the standard one really is, because that 570 horsepower is it's a lot, and it's really nice, and the car is very quick. But is it supercar power? I don't know. The sound is a bit muffled, stock, and this Akrapovic really brings it to life. So I think with this, RaceChip have really turned this into a supercar. Oh man, this car feels so good. It's really, I think it's one of the nicest cars I've ever driven, especially at high speed. I mean, yes, it's quite nervous and it's really direct, but that gives you so much confidence because you just know everything that's going on. Everything. Piece here, new tarmac. Oh man, it's so dangerous how quickly this car cuts up to 300 kilometers an hour. So we'll slow down, and those ceramic brakes, man, you lean on them and you think, well, I need a bit more, and then when you really need them, they're always there. Man, this is awesome. This is from 300, I'm braking quite hard now. Oh man, that's from 300 to 200 in a very short distance, which gives you a lot of confidence, and it feels really safe. It's ridiculous. It's insane. I don't know what to say about this car, guys. It's really fast, and it drives incredibly well. It's hats off to RaceChip, because these tires, these wheels, this suspension, the power upgrade, it's a fantastic car. Really impressed. Man, that'll get your juices flowing. Let's get this tunnel for some sound. gives that great bang on the upshift, because if you're in track mode down here, the gas injection the petrol injection doesn't stop when you shift, so that gets in the exhaust and it sort of explodes. So I'm sorry for this very long review. I think it has been quite a long one, but I hope you enjoyed it. I hope to see you at the next one, and you can subscribe by clicking on the little icon in the bottom right corner, and you can follow us on social media for updates of stuff we're doing and cool pics and stuff. So see you there. See you at the next one. Bye guys.